All right, Matt, feels like it was just yesterday you were here winning the Heisman, bro. Can remember that, and the back-to-back years in New York. It's a little different now. We're a little older.
I know.
But what is it like for you to be back, especially in this type of situation with Caleb Williams and the resurgence of USC coming out of the Pac-12?
It's so fun, man. Like one, to be back and you see all the old guys. You know how this weekend goes, but like to hang with Carson, because I don't see Carson as much, and Mike Garrett, and all the representation of USC is always cool in itself. And then when you throw in a guy like Caleb, who's up for the award and had the year that he had, and really was the face of kind of helping bring USC back to resurgence, like it's just awesome. Like I feel like a proud dad, kind of. You know what I mean? Like I'm like Caleb and USC and Lincoln were back, and obviously it didn't go the way we wanted in the Pac-12 championship game, but like you can feel the excitement. I mean, you know, you've been around the Pac-12 forever, so like the excitement, the joy that USC's back, and the job that Caleb has done really on and off the field of just kind of being a great leader. People always ask me what makes him so special. Like his talent is through the roof, but like to me, like his leadership qualities are really, really rare. And that's, to me, what makes him different, man. But it's awesome to be back. It's fun. USC's back. We're come on, man. It doesn't get any better.
On top of the world
right?
again.
It's like 8 months. It's like Lincoln gets hired, and we're like, okay, like expectations, pressure, whatever. And all of a sudden, it's like one win away from a college football playoff, potentially another Heisman Trophy winner. Like it's awesome, man. So.
Okay, so let's talk about Caleb. You've gotten to know him extremely well off the field. You guys do a lot of work together. Yeah. The thread between quarterbacks, I think, is very special, especially at USC. Mm-hmm. How have you been able to support him? What have you noticed about him? Because it's not as easy as it seems on Instagram. Like, it's a tough path to be QB1 at SC.
You know what? It's a great question, because I talked to Caleb about this not too long ago, and I told him, I said, dude, like and this is just, friends talking, I said, like, the thing that's impressed me the most was, the leadership and not the play, because like, you're talented, you're good, man, like, and that's rare, but like, he told me he's like, the biggest challenge that he had was one, coming in as a transfer, seeing it coming from Oklahoma, which is a winning culture, and seeing sort of like the culture that USC had, seeing a lot of the players that obviously were on the roster prior, and trying to kind of bridge the gap between all the new faces, himself, the old players who really didn't hold each other accountable. That's kind of what USC was at the time. He said he really had a hard time doing that. And I was like, he was really honest. And he's like, and I said, so how did you fix it? He's like, honestly, it was just a lot of like player meetings, hanging out, just like getting them to, and that was the thing. He kind of has that alpha dog mentality, like I'm the leader, but I need to make sure like this team is good and I'm going to do everything I can. I was really fascinated by like how hard that was for him, because like people think it's easy, like you just come in and you're Caleb and you're USC and Lincoln can do this. Like no, it took a lot of time in a short amount of time. I think that's what makes this year so crazy, is like all these, Caleb's been in LA for 8 months, 10 months, Lincoln, all that, and to kind of bridge the gap between the players that were on the roster, the new faces, all that. To me, that's like the thing that I think is most impressive about Caleb, is just how he handled that. And then obviously the play just speaks for itself.
He's such a special guy, yet still so young as a guy. For you, have you given him any advice around like the speech, or just when you get possibly the greatest honor as an amateur athlete?
Yeah, he's be himself, like that. Like that's what I would tell everybody. Like I think you try and prepare for these moments when you're here. Like, okay, if I win, what do I say and all that? But like he's just unique, man. He's done a great job. Like if you look at NIL, he's done a great job of taking care of his boys. His whole offensive line is here, which is really cool. Like he's made he understands who he is and the opportunities that he has. But I think he's done a great job of making everyone else feel important too, and like it's not just about him. And I imagine that will be a really and he's an emotional guy. I mean, I just saw you just made him cry a couple minutes ago, and you see how emotional he is after games when they lose. So like I think if it all goes well and all that, like we're gonna see he kind of peek inside the lens of kind of who he is as a person, which is really special.
Okay, you referenced making him cry. We showed him a video, you were in it, of people basically showcasing their gratitude towards him. And I asked him, I said, it feels like you were going so fast, because that's what the season is. This was the first 10 minutes you were able to just be still.
Yeah.
Do you remember what that was like, when you were able to just kind of be in the moment and not be moving from meeting to meeting here in New York throughout your Heisman season?
Yeah, it's it's a great point. It's like everything it just happens so fast. It's one game in practice and this, and you don't really get a chance to kind of sit back and like, okay, like I'm here, like this is really cool. Like you just don't, it's just like not how you're wired as an athlete. And then this weekend is nuts, but that moment, that you guys did, and just it's just really special, because I think you just, like, you're always on. You're on this weekend, and you're shaking hands, you're taking pictures, and at the end of the day, like, you just want to kind of go in your hotel room and just like throw on a movie and like relax, But this just, that's not what it is. It's celebrating these players and these candidates and finalists and stuff, and it's just for me, it's just really cool to see, like. I know all these, like C.J. Stroud I know really well, and Max Duggan I know really well. Stetson I don't know as much, but like been around these guys, man. It's just like a great like experience for them to just be a part of this. And whoever wins or doesn't win, you're part of this forever. And like trying to encourage them to take a step back and be like, dude, soak it up with your family. I mean, like my mom passed away. Like one of my greatest moments of this weekend winning was like hugging my mom after I won. Like literally, it's like I cry thinking about it, because it was like I have that in my mind forever, and that wasn't even planned. It was nothing. It was just, it happened. So like this weekend brings those type of moments out, and I think we'll see that. So
awesome. Well, thanks for giving us a couple moments, man.